I'm Jason Carter. Physical optimization defines my life. The day I was born, doctors nearly killed me with medical malpractice. They said I'd never walk. I've been proving them wrong for 35 years. It's easier than you think to obtain super optimal health. I've devoted my life to it, and with my help, you can too. I'm Jason Carter, and this is Enzymental. And welcome to Enzymental. I'm Jason Carter, and today I'm going to talk about the adrenals and their relation to blood sugar. So excessive cortisol, which again is your stress hormone, will cause insulin resistance over time. Cortisol's job is to make sure that all the glucose in your bloodstream stays in the bloodstream and doesn't go into your cells. So insulin is doing the exact opposite. It's trying to take all the glucose in your bloodstream and actually push it inside your cells for energy. So what you end up with is actually cortisol and insulin fighting against each other, causing elevated levels of both, excessively elevated levels of both, and putting tremendous stress on the pancreas. Over time, this stress on the pancreas can actually lead to conditions including infertility in women, male pattern baldness in men, and also adult onset acne, among other things. Both excessively high blood sugar and excessively low blood sugar are very damaging to the body, but believe me, the person with low blood sugar is feeling the pain far worse and far longer than someone with high blood sugar is. So how do we feel when we have low blood sugar? Low blood sugar makes you feel cranky, and actually we have a name for it today. We call this hangry. The specific symptoms of low blood sugar include mood swings, paleness, irritability, dizziness, sweating and fatigue, brain fog, and just a general feeling of weakness. When someone with low blood sugar does finally eat, they'll often overeat, leading to indigestion. And usually they're eating a lot of the things that will abnormally raise the blood sugar too quickly, things like simple carbs, pizza, pasta, chips, crackers, cookies, alcohol. These foods are really easy to find and easy to access, and they're digested very quickly, and that's actually one reason why we crave these kind of foods when we have low blood sugar. Your body can do a lot more with protein, fat, and fiber, your macronutrients, and protein, fat, and fiber take a lot longer to digest than sugar and carbs do, but all your body is looking to do when your blood sugar is abnormally low is to raise the blood sugar as quickly as possible, and your body knows that it can do that with simple carbs and refined carbohydrates, like those I just mentioned before, and those that are so prevalent in our world today. So every time your blood sugar drops, you get a burst of adrenaline. Let's say your blood sugar drops 7 times in one day. That's actually 7 times a day the adrenals need to produce adrenaline that they normally wouldn't do so if you were keeping your blood sugar stable. Normally your blood sugar should remain stable all day, and the way you can achieve this is by eating several small meals several times a day. And this is actually the real paleo diet that I've talked about before, where, you're on the move all day, you're nomadic, you're eating several tiny little meals a day, and really the benefit of that is that it's easier to digest an ounce of food than it is a pound of food. So if you're eating an ounce of food 20 or 30 times a day, well then that's a decent amount of food throughout the day, and it's a practical amount for the body to digest. So in our modern world today, where you're juggling 37 things at once, eating frequently, like once every 2 to 3 hours, is essential. So again, protein, fat, and fiber, some of your macronutrients, or your large group nutrients, are all excellent blood sugar balancers. When your blood sugar is too low, your pancreas releases the hormone glucagon, and the adrenals release adrenaline, so both of which will actually raise your blood sugar. Glucagon impedes digestion, so when you eat a meal with low blood sugar, that meal is never digested well, and very likely and all too often, the meal you're eating with low blood sugar is a carb-heavy meal, or a meal that is very easy to digest, because that's all the body's looking to do, is raise the blood sugar as quickly as possible. So you have a really ugly cycle that's set in motion there. You're not going to digest your food as well as you could because of the glucagon in your system, and also what you're eating is not the best food you could be eating. You should be eating a blood sugar balancer, like, again, protein, fat, or fiber. And again, fiber is raw vegetables and fruit. Fiber is not bread and pasta. And 20 years ago or so, we were told that grains had a good amount of fiber. They don't. It's raw vegetables and fruit. That's the best source of fiber out there. And that's what you should be eating, along with protein and fat, to maintain blood sugar balance. Eating several small meals throughout the day will never make you fat, contrary to popular opinion, but skipping meals will, because it raises cortisol, and as cortisol goes up, so does insulin, and again, insulin is a fat-storing growth hormone. So you can really see the situation that we put ourselves into now. If you're skipping meals, like far too many people do, like I used to for many years, and you're eating a lot of the wrong foods, foods that are nutrient deficient and easy to find and they're cheap, things like simple carbs, again, pizza, pasta, chips, crackers, cookies, alcohol, anything like that, then you're going to be working with impaired digestion throughout the entire day, and what you are feeding your body is that there's not really much nutrients in there to feed your body adequately. So of course that will lead to prolonged episodes of low blood sugar, which is actually a recurring factor in people who have depression. So again, a big factor behind depression is chronically low blood sugar. One easy way around that, because we live in a world where we have an overabundance of food, there really should be no excuse for not eating regularly, and it's again better to eat several small meals several times a day than eating one huge meal a day or 3 large meals a day. It's better to try to eat several small meals, every few hours, so you're giving your body a constant practical supply of nutrition, and that will maintain long-term blood sugar balance. That will bring insulin and cortisol down, because that will tell your brain that your access to food is not damaged in any way, and it's much more practical for your body to digest food like that throughout the day than it is to digest like a large meal, as I said. So try to eat like that, guys. Try to incorporate more smaller meals into your day more frequently. And if you start eating like that, one thing you'll notice right away is that your mood improves. You're not nearly as irritable as you were before, and then things that would normally irritate you, they really don't. And that's a good sign that you're keeping your adrenals happy. And if you can pair that with, like I said, some vitamin C or pantothenic acid, there's also plenty of herbs that support the adrenals, and we'll get into that in future videos. But if you can do that, that will also help you to maintain your adrenals in optimal condition. Thanks for watching. I'm Jason Carter, and I'll see you next time on Enzymental. Stay healthy.